By your first guess?
Yeah. So my note is hark. Your note, hark. Hark. Hi, this is the Hark. Okay. Hi, I'm here with my friend Spencer, and this is the HarkVlogs Q&A video. So first we're going to start with your questions from YouTube.
All right, if you had an animal companion, like the ones in His Dark Materials series, what animal would it be?
I've thought about this. I think it would be a pink orchid mantis.
Mine would be a mockingbird. If you were a supernatural being, what would you like to be?
A god! No.
In my Dungeons & Dragons campaign,
Yeah.
I'm playing a fairy. The powers I'm imagining are I'm able to travel long distances by traveling to a different dimension and then popping out on the other end. And then also like limited magical abilities.
I would be some sort of like druidic shapeshifter that could turn into animals. Or if you're defining supernatural creature as not like human in like a base form, then I would be an elf from Lord of the Rings. Specifically, an elf that has been granted the power to shapeshift into an albatross or a seagull or something, like Ulmo did for Elwing.
So an elf, but with like some extra bougie powers from the,
Yeah.
the past Silmarillion.
Right.
Your favorite Myst game?
Riven.
Favorite song?
Kadish Gallery.
Favorite.
Like my favorite food is a part of my identity more so than like other favorite things. So yeah.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
I mean, you did a room tour. Like, how many people do you know hang pictures of fried chicken on their walls?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Infinity War?
I was not impressed. It was a really enjoyable movie. There are certain characters that like Infinity War does more justice to those characters than they get in their actual solo films. I just felt really cheated by the ending. It felt like emotional manipulation. It felt like a gimmick.
I was upset.
And like, especially if you compare it to how that happens in the comics. Like in the comics, like that ending, that happens at the end of issue 1 out of a 6-issue series. So it feels more like a premise and less like a cliffhanger, what's gonna happen? And also, I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything, it happens more like the rapture. It's not like a slow, like agonizing, emotional thing like it is in the movie. It feels more like, this is a problem that they will solve in future issues, and not so much like, this is the end, what's gonna happen, like that type of thing.
Your thoughts on recent political events?
Oh gosh. Just follow me on Twitter.
I can attest that on Twitter he is shots fired, you know, all the time. Your thoughts on your thoughts.
Thoughts on my thoughts? Cogito ergo sum.
Little bit of philosophy. Who wins in a fight between Optimus Prime and Megazord?
I'm gonna guess Megazord. I don't know though.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Is it an African or a European swallow? You didn't specify, so I cannot answer that.
When will you come back to our podunk town so I can hug you?
New Year's.
Can you describe why Amadeus, the director's cut, is your favorite movie?
What director's cut?
Amadeus's director's cut?
Amadeus?
Oh, fudge.
I don't really want to try to describe why I love the movie so much, because I'm worried that that will somehow make it lose its magic to me. The relationship between the two main characters just unfolds so brilliantly. Mozart in the stage version is one of my dream roles. I don't know what else to say. Just go watch the movie.
Who is your favorite Ben 10 alien? My favorite Ben 10 alien was the ghost one. I like the idea of imagining a planet where they're all just ghost creatures.
I also really like the I forgot what it's called, but it's a brown beast with it doesn't have eyes. It's just got a mouth.
Smallish Ghosty asks, have you added anything to your room after your last room vlog?
I love your username, first of all. And yes, I have. I've added a lot of stuff on the door frame here and there. I've added the multi-bear.
What is the multi-bear?
It's from Gravity Falls.
Okay.
It's just a singular plurality of bears.
All right.
Voiced by Alfred Molina. My New Year's resolution was to watch every single Best Picture in Oscars history, and so I've been adding more and more posters and stills from that on my walls as I find movies that I really love. So There's Marty, You Can't Take It With You, It Happened One Night. I've added every single canon TIE fighter.
Canon TIE fighter?
Because there's other types of TIE fighters in the expanded universe back when that was canon that are now no longer canon. So it's like when
Pluto.
Well, no, Pluto's still canon. It's just a different kind of planet. Like Pluto is still a planet. It's just a dwarf planet. It's not like the other planets. Starry Night, Gigi. Lots of memes to my bedroom door. I've also added the Master Sword in umbrella form.
Whoa!
The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse in the form of little Lego Technic pegs.
I very much appreciate your fashion. What is your favorite outfit?
Any outfit that goes with my starry arm warmers I really love. Any outfit that goes with my panda slippers I love. Also schisms. I don't think I can give you a single favorite outfit.
How are you such a funny man?
I am very serious.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Do you know the whereabouts of Agatha Whistle and Happy Abby?
I believe Jello did a where are they now at the end of the final episode of Anime Campaign. Okay, so I sent Jello where I wanted these characters to end up at the end of the story. And it ended up being too long, so Jello cut it down a little bit for the actual Anime Campaign episode. So here, for the first time, is the uncut version of what happened to Abby and Agatha. Once she was freed from the Moot Realm, Agatha Whistle continued tormenting students across the globe as a nomadic vagabond substitute teacher. But unbeknownst to her, one of the children she threatened with the dunce cap Doom Demon just so happened to be a distant descendant of Euclid himself. So the Guardian Angle returned from the heavens to divide Mrs. Whistle by 0, crushing and warping her into oblivion, never to harrow the earth again. Happy Abby's encounters with real ghosts peaked during her magical girl adventure with Phoenica, but her bright passion for the paranormal and hope for finding a true ghost friend never wavered. So pure was her spirit that when she died of old age 60 years later, her ghost remained on Earth as her teenage self and happily haunted her channel to produce vlogs about the afterlife with her new ghost boyfriend. The revived Spook Vlogs was dismissed by serious scientists as an obvious fake, but to her devoted and multi-generational fan base, it was a joyous new beginning.
What inspires you to pick these random topics to research and talk about?
This is probably the most asked question about HarkVlogs. Like when I tell people I have a channel, like the first thing people ask me is, so where do you come up with all these topics? That one time that I was in like a Logan Paul vlog and he exploited me for my bendy arms without crediting me. He asked me like, yeah, oh, so where do you get all these topics, bro? Pretty much every single video topic so far has just been something I've known for years. I always have to like go in and like do like additional research to fill in the details that I'm not sure about. But Tycho Brahe and his nose, like I've known that since freshman year of college. Martin Luther and poop, I've known that since my teenage years. Sex-changing clownfish, I've known that since like Finding Nemo originally came out.
His channel is him in channel form.
Yeah.
Methinks you enjoy meat in your hierarchy. Gotta get a vegetable somewhere.
Again, if you refer to the hierarchy, you will notice that there are indeed vegetables in the hierarchy, and the vegetables are not just down in the gross tier. If you go to some of like the upper tiers, like there are combo foods like burgers. Burgers have lettuce. So there are vegetables that are pretty high up on my food hierarchy.
I subscribed because of your video on Bionicle. What is your favorite character from Bionicle?
Vizon. Because he has a cape, he has a memorable personality, he is the most fun Bionicle character to read about by far, and he's got a cool Lego set. I also, just honorable mentions, I love Makuta. In terms of like the actual like sets, I've collected every form of Toa-Tahu.
Can I have your adopted babies?
Wait a minute. Can you have my adopted babies? So I adopt the babies and then you have them? It's not gonna work, pal.
Me, big boy. Okay. Can't wait until you beat Pascal's wager.
Thank you, yes. I am revising the script of that vlog right now. If I were to put it in MLA format, it would be 19 pages long. It's about to get longer. I'm gonna give myself a generous 2 months. Like, I'm sorry, like it's gonna take a long time.
Well, what are some of your favorite anime?
Well, right on the wall behind Spencer, you see my Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood poster. Brotherhood is my favorite anime of all time. I also really enjoy Akano, Soul Eater.
I really like Haibun Renmei.
I don't know if I should mention that Code Geass is a favorite anime of mine. because it sucks.
I have a soft spot for Card Capture Sakura though. Have you seen Card Capture Sakura?
Oh, also, or on High School Host Club and The Rose of Versailles.
Okay, I had to stop when the food tiers showed on the screen. And I must say, your food tiers are disturbing to me. Do you just eat burgers as bun and meat? How do you eat salad without any sort of dressing? I agree with you.
I don't like dressing. I don't like the runniness of it, the flavor. It's like salad doesn't taste good to me to begin with, but it tastes even worse with dressing on it. And then as far as burgers go, no, like I usually have my perfect burger is the bun, triple meat, lettuce, cheese, and bacon. And chili from Tommy's.
Oh my gosh, have you been seeing the Laurel Yanny thing?
Yeah, that's the question I'm waiting to get.
I hear Yanny, but I know why. Maybe that has to do with more women than men in my life. I don't know, but I'm just like naturally tuned to hearing higher frequencies than lower frequencies.
I heard Yanny for the first like 10 seconds of playing it, and then just suddenly it just morphed into Laurel for me. The original audio clip is from vocabulary.com on the Laurel page. Like if you click on the pronunciation for the word Laurel, like as in like a laurel wreath, on vocabulary.com, like you get that sound.
Laurel.
So the word is Laurel. And now but it's got like this slight like electronic like distortion on it. And so when people hear Yanny, that is a valid thing to hear. Like I'm not denying the fact that you hear Yanny. It's just that sound is the distortion and not the actual word. Questions from Facebook now.
Topical question: Yanny or Laurel?
There's the question. I was waiting for someone to ask me that. We just
favorite role.
Favorite role in terms of like the role itself, I think it's a tie between Buddy Layman and Hamlet. In terms of like the overall production, in the context of a full production, like working with people, that would be Link and Hairspray.
Favorite GSW role?
Just it's the same thing.
And what is your favorite Avengers Infinity death?
My favorite death in Avengers Infinity War is because it happened twice.
Was I not the best Ophelia / best stage kiss? And the answer is no, to be honest, because she already answered it.
Victoria, the best stage kiss, I'm afraid to say, was in the Thunderbox, because
What's the Thunderbox?
The Thunderbox, that was a play, that was a student-written play that we produced my sophomore year. It was about a gay bar. My character had a kissing scene, and just like I loved so much just the shock in the audience when our characters finally kissed. Forget dinner, shit. And like just that's what I love about live theater so much, is the like you get that live feedback from the audience as you're playing, and it just fills you with so much life.
You are 100% my favorite Christian ever. You live...
I think she meant you love everyone.
Oh, you love everyone and are a positive influence. Do people ever dislike you for that?
Thank you so much, Victoria. That means a lot. Like there can be like some degree of suspicion, but it's never really been a big deal. I mean, usually people, you know, just get to know me first. But
what was the biggest culture shock of moving to California from Georgia?
Okay, another question I get a lot. LaCroix. Okay, serious answer though. It takes so much effort to maintain friendships in Los Angeles, and I suspect it's the same in other large cities, because like the traffic's so bad, people are so far apart. This is such a spread out, sprawling city that like it takes a lot of effort to get to people. And then like in LA, like people are just so busy and everything. Like this is it is a culture of flakers and people who show up late, and I say this as someone who's been guilty of both of those things on multiple occasions. It can be kind of isolating almost. The opportunities and the sights and the life and the color and the culture, like all those things about Los Angeles are beautiful and wonderful. The energy that you have to put forth to maintain friendships and relationships because of the traffic and the sprawl and the like urban isolation, that was probably the biggest culture shock.
I agree with all those things. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. What was the most memorable moment of your fried chicken enjoyment?
When I was 12, my family went on a family vacation from Georgia to Los Angeles because my grandpa was having his 50th class reunion from for Fuller Seminary. The family just kind of like tailed along with him while he went to this big class reunion, and we just made a vacation of it in Los Angeles. Also like Tucson, like we saw the Grand Canyon and did all kinds of stuff. We went down to Long Beach and went to Knott's Berry Farm and went to Mrs. Knott's Fried Chicken Dinner. That's the big restaurant that started the theme park. And I remember I was 12. The line went out the door and down the block. So we were waiting in line just to get in to eat, just to have this fried chicken, and it was the best fried chicken I've ever had, like to this day. In terms of like fast food restaurants, for the whole experience, I go to Popeyes. I think Popeyes on the whole is the best one, but when it comes to the actual chicken itself, I prefer KFC.
Do you have any projects in the works that you are writing yourself?
Yes. I don't know if I want to tell them about Project Nazareth.
You could just say yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I've actually got a bunch of things like in the can that I have written and shot / animated / whatever that just aren't finished and out yet. And I've really like wrestled with how I want to bring that content to you, because it's not necessarily my best work at anymore in this point in my creative journey. So I'm thinking one day far from now, when I have enough subscribers to justify getting a Patreon, I'm thinking making that stuff just like a vault of that stuff be like a Patreon reward. That's what, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. Maybe you'll never see it.
When was the point that you realized you truly wanted to pursue acting in life?
Well, originally I wanted to be a film director. I looked at Savannah College of Art and Design, and their film directing is under like the film and television department, but SCAD got to be too expensive and it's kind of a scam. So when I went to GSW instead, they're like, not knowing any better, I looked under their film and television department for directing, thinking that like it was like the same thing. At GSW, Georgia Southwestern, where I went to college, their film and television department is under the broader umbrella of theater, communication, media arts. I went to GSW planning on being a director, specifically a director of animation, and then I kind of just got shanghaied into being just like a theater kid. I fell in love with it.
I originally got into acting because I was escaping doing group sports that my parents were forcing me to do, like soccer and basketball, and my parents said I had to be doing a physical activity.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'd be grounded. I don't know like what the or else would be.
Yeah, I really like that answer.
I did the musical because the musical has dancing in it, and therefore it's a physical activity, and then I started doing musical theater, and then from there just fell in love with acting. It's obvious fried chicken is your favorite food, but are there any foods you absolutely refuse to eat? like all the foods.
Mashed potatoes. I had mashed potatoes when I was probably in elementary school, so like maybe like 3rd grade, 4th grade for the first time. I just sat there and cried. I bawled my eyes out because it was so disgusting. And like to this day, like, I mean, like I don't cry about it anymore, but like if I eat mashed potatoes, it makes me shudder. It makes me feel so just dark and uneasy and...
Okay, is that not the most insane thing you've ever heard? Like yeah. Love this guy, but like, what planet is he from?
I also ketchup. One time I was in a haunted house as a scare actor, but it wasn't a good haunted house, and I was playing a dead body, and like there's like a mad scientist who's operating on me, and at one point I blood like comes out of my mouth. Well, we used ketchup for that blood, and so like I was just sitting there with like the ketchup in my mouth, like waiting until...
Oh, that's actually kind of gross.
Yeah, you like waiting until like the right with like my cue to like spit the blood out. But like it's like ketchup is acidic, and so it's like it is burning my mouth as like I'm holding it in there, and like it's like it ruined ketchup for me forever after.
I can see how that would ruin ketchup.
Yeah, pickles. Like I cannot describe to you how much I hate pickles.
Have you tried bread and butter chips?
No.
I think you might like bread and butter chips because they're sweet and they're not vinegary or bitter like dill pickles are.
Okay.
We'll have to try this.
Yeah.
You still might not like it though. If fried chicken suddenly disappears off the face of the planet, how would you survive?
There are other meats.
Would you ever try like a vegan reproduction of fried chicken?
Yes.
Alright, we'll have to try that.
Yeah. I'm all for like if you can like synthesize like a fried chicken drumstick and make it taste exactly the same, like I'd be all over that.
Could a modern version of a silent movie, such as Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator, be successful?
I like to optimistically think that any concept has a chance to be successful depending on how it's executed.
If you could only pick one style of acting, which would you choose and why? But there's a specific, because as actors we know there are many different styles of acting, such as like a more stylized version, but she actually just meant a segment of entertainment in which you are an actor, such as being in film or in musical theater or as a voice actor.
Just theater, just live performance on stage.
Well, if money weren't an object,
yeah,
I'd probably be on Broadway. I'd be a musical theater actor.
Yeah.
What book / movie / play trope is your guilty pleasure? You just cannot help but like it, even if it is overused.
Can I get back to you on that? Okay, so it is now 3 in the morning and I have finally come up with an answer. The fiction trope that is my guilty pleasure is actually the knight in shining armor trope when it's done right. With postmodernism, we tend to have the anti-knight in shining armor. Like think about the princes in Into the Woods and how they're deeply flawed characters. Or think of Prince Charming in the Shrek movies and how he's a pompous brat. No, I actually really love when modern fiction embraces the knight in shining armor trope, even if it's not the most well-written or not the most deep character. I don't know, I love it when you have this glorious hero that legitimately is all he or she is cracked up to be and more. My favorite examples of this trope that I can think of off the top of my head in modern fiction that are done really well are Wonder Woman and Undyne from Undertale. And nothing at all against dark heroes or gritty heroes or anti-heroes. I love those kind of stories too. Like take Iron Man and Wonder Woman. Like I enjoy the Iron Man movies, but I'm not inspired by arrogant, snide Tony Stark. But Diana is the kind of hero that I want to look up to and put my hope in. She's brave, bright-eyed, unflappable, optimistic, and that's refreshing to see in a culture that so often turns to its Deadpools, its Batmans, Batman, it's R-rated Logans, and just jaded grittiness for its heroism. So even if that trope isn't always the most interesting hero trope that there is, I mean, The Dark Knight is still my favorite superhero movie of all time. It's just refreshing for me to see, and I wish that we had more of those nowadays.
What is one of the best life lessons you have learned so far?
Oh gosh. Listen to others.
Like never say no. You know, like say yes. Like say yes to life, say yes to people, say yes to learning, say yes to like new experiences, say yes to like things you're scared of and like things you never thought you would ever do, like always say yes. If you could pick the next book to get a movie adaptation, which would you choose? Describe it a bit. Are we back? I'm back.
Okay.
The next book that should get a movie adaptation is oh my gosh, okay. I'm stuck between two because I want them both to be movie adaptations. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my sister's gonna kill me because it's my sister's book. I read the second book in the series. I'm trying to remember the first one.
I need a bear hat too.
Well, this is not actually a bear hat. It's actually a marsupial hat.
I need the hat of an animal that is commonly referred to as a bear, but is actually not a bear.
Hey!
Okay, I've got it. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, just make it a dark, grisly, R-rated version that sticks to the book.
What ending to a book, play, or movie did you not like?
Infinity War. Oh, I've got it. Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, that movie was a great movie up until the ending where it's just like, just kidding, you actually didn't beat them. I'm sure there is in later movies. They fix the problem, you know, by continuing the story in the sequels, but for just that, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, like there's no justification in the story for why Freddy Krueger just randomly comes back. And the only reason they did that is just to have a cheap like gotcha moment at the end of the movie, and it's the movie should have ended just with a happy ending. Like, you can have a horror movie with a happy ending, you know, it was scary up until then, but then you know, or you could have given that movie a dark scary ending, just like lead up to that with the story. Like, don't just be like, just kidding, everything we've done in the movie doesn't matter, he's actually still there, he's gonna kill them all anyway.
What is one menial / mundane task you enjoy and hate?
I hate folding socks. Like,
you hate it or you love it?
I love it. Like, for a while, I think my text alert tone was Microsoft Sam saying, I like folding socks. I would literally sign people's yearbooks in high school and just write, I like folding socks, have a great summer, Christopher Gilstrap.
Folding laundry is literally the worst. When I do it, I'm just like, what is this? The Dark Ages? And I'm just like, folding laundry.
Yeah. I actually really like folding laundry because that's like my time to like listen to music or like listen to a podcast.
Doing dishes, that's that for me.
A mundane task that I hate, audio syncing, which is why I got this microphone.
Have you ever gotten into a role so deeply that you forgot you're actually Chris?
No.
That was easy.
What about the psychotic clown one?
No, I was still Christopher throughout that.
What about the clown film we did, where you were Harry Potter but as a clown?
No,
You're like, I am a clown. I am going to clown school.
No, I was still me.
Maybe she just means like in the moment, like when you were doing it, like for a moment you like believed you were that character.
I mean, maybe like I mentioned Buddy Layman in The Diviners earlier. Maybe that role.
What is the most cringeworthy thing you have done in the name of art?
Some of just like the acting class exercises that I did in college. Yeah. I think there was like a presentation I was giving. It was supposed to be like a performative one-man show type thing that it was like a class assignment that we were doing, and I tried to have like a conversation with myself on screen. So like I recorded a video of just me like giving one side of the conversation, and then so like I was gonna memorize like the other side of the conversation and then like talk to the screen like it was a real conversation.
I'm sorry, who is this?
I'm your sense of adult reason.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Turn around.
What are you... I beg your pardon, but you're interfering with what I had prepared for these fine people today.
I am what you have prepared for these fine people today. Wait a minute. Prepared? You're reading from a script.
I'm not off book yet.
Bitch, please. You've had all semester. I'm completely off book.
Well, if I could do it again, I'd take more time to prepare. But today, I'm finding a way to work the script into the program.
I forgot my line.
Oh ho!
Let me see the script.
Oh, now you need the script.
I won't be making the same mistake again.
It was just pointless. Like there was nothing. Like my heart wasn't in it. There was no passion in this project. It was just like, what is this stupid thing that I'm doing for this? Like, I didn't learn anything from it other than to not do that again.
I had a dialects teacher who was trying to teach us phonetics, and so she wanted us to feel the vowels in our body. So she had made these letters that were like sewn, you know, like they were like pillows, but they were like the letter, like the phonetic, and we had to rub them all over our bodies while being like if it was an A, we had to be like, ah. And literally we did that for 2 weeks, and I was just like, what is my life?
See, I would have been into that.
All right, that's it.
Yay! Thank you for watching the HarkVlogs Q&A. The next video will be about every single TIE fighter in Star Wars.